We have a few more mailbag questions for you. Stuff about Connor Bedard and offer sheet. Oh, that sounds like fun. What can they do with Sean Couturier? And what are they going to end up paying Noah Cates this summer? It's all right here on the shootout. I want to lead off with a question that I really want to get to for Dr. Brizgalov, because every other tweet of his is about a Connor Bedard offer sheet.
I respect it so much.
This would have to happen next summer, so summer 2026, when the Flyers cap situation does open up. But he wants to know, what will the Bedard offer sheet look like? Well, I took a little look at some of like number one pick and star players' second contracts just to see how they might compare. And it's a tough ask, because this is going to be one of the first major contracts for a high-end young player in this new era of a cap that is actually rising. Now, again, we will see if this cap actually keeps going up the way they say it's going to. I will believe it when I see it. I know you are a skeptic of this, as I am, Kelly. Took a look at Nathan MacKinnon's second contract. He hadn't really broken out yet. It's for 7 years, $6.3 million average annual value. That would be amazing. But no, that's not going to happen. Elias Pettersson's second deal was a bridge, 3 years, 7.35. And Jack Hughes got his I'm signed up for my prime. 8 times 8 was Jack Hughes's second contract there.
Probably an underpayment too.
Yes, it's
bargain.
If he's ever healthy, it's a real underpayment for them. With the cap going up, and to convince Bedard to sign it and hopefully scare off Chicago, I think it's going to take 9 figures. That would be over 7 seasons, $14 million average annual value, which would mean 14 mil times 7 plus 4 first-round picks, 2027, 2028, 2029, 2030.
You got to really believe in Connor Bedard.
I mean, I do. I think he's awesome. My biggest thing is there any number that scares off Chicago?
Yeah, that's the thing. They're probably going to match anything. Their entire...
the whole thing.
Livelihood is based on them having this kid. They're not going to let him walk. And who else are they paying? They got nobody else.
Yeah, I just can't imagine they let him get away. This would be a dream. This would absolutely be a dream if we stole a guy and we stole him from the Blackhawks and we paired Bedard and we put him out there with Mish. That would be amazing.
Also,
I just don't see it happening.
No, even if you know it's not going to happen, I would just love Danny to have the balls to do it. Just be like, I'm going to offer sheet him for 12 and just see what, knowing it's probably not going to happen, but just to be just to give a little.
But yeah, it would be the 4 firsts. And listen, they did already trade for a 2027 first, so perhaps they are preparing for such a situation.
I don't think it's out of the question.
I don't think an offer sheet of some kind over the next 2 summers. I think the model is going to be what St. Louis does. Yeah. Slightly overpay some second-tier guys.
Yeah.
No team is going to let their cornerstone go. No. That's it. Chicago is kind of cheap.
Well, the thing is, you could probably do it.
Structure the signing bonuses, so you have to give them a huge amount up front, like we did with Shea Weber.
The teams that operate with internal caps, and the one that always comes to mind for me is Carolina, because that dude is cheap as hell. Those kinds of teams, you could probably pry somebody away from because they have their own fixed ceiling that they're probably not willing to go above unless it's extremely extenuating circumstances. That said, even if Chicago's owners are cheap, losing Connor Bedard is kind of out of the question. You have been bad for so long to get him, and you're keeping being bad because you want to get other guys to play around him. You can't let it go, or you have to start from scratch.
Yeah.
It's already too bad there.
I just can't imagine it happens. Our dream target was Wyatt Johnston, and of course, he resigned. This next question from the fan. How big of a logjam in the rebuild is the Couturier contract? Is it realistic to suggest using assets to help find a team willing to take him on? My answer is not yet.
Yeah, I would say not yet is the right answer.
He's still effective enough, and we still need these assets to make the team better.
Right.
And with the cap going up and so much money clearing out, yeah, it's not a good contract. Let's not sit, I think it's not good.
No.
I think they can survive it for the time being. The way it is structured, you can't buy it out. It is like no savings to buy it out. So you might as well, you're paying him, I think you save like $500K.
Yeah, you might as well play him if you're
It's under $1 million, I think,
Mm-hmm.
that they would save buying him out because of the signing bonuses and everything. You're better off letting him play and see how it goes. And at some point, if some team is willing to take it on, if you have to cover some, maybe that's the answer.
Yeah.
But it sucks. It sucks that what happened to Couturier happened.
Right.
And we're in this spot now and we're paying this guy, but there's a reason they named him captain. And I think a big part of it is he ain't going anywhere. Like,
and he's not actively hurting the team right now.
He's pretty good.
So
like, it's just, he's
getting
never
paid too much. But, you know, when the contract was signed, it was good.
Right now, he's an okay 3C.
Yeah.
Listen, it seems like we might have a bunch of those. You know, and that's not ideal to, oh yeah, well, we have 3Cs. Oh, great. But I don't know a way to get out of it now that doesn't hurt other plans.
Right.
And while they have the money, while it's not hurting them actively, I don't see a reason to like, oh yeah, and here's like a first round pick to take on. Like, I don't want to do that. I want those picks to make the team better, not to move on from a contract.
Right. There's no like rush. Like it doesn't need to happen, because it would be one thing if he was like actively hurting the team every time he was on the ice. That's not the case. We're just paying him too much.
Yes.
So like, you know, Danny's gonna have to figure out other ways to clear out money, which I'm sure he can do.
I'm sure he can. But it's a decent question, because
it is.
Man, it's a lot of money to a guy who just isn't that player anymore since the injuries. All right. And finally, here from Brian Phelps, what will the Noah Cates extension look like this summer? So I took a look at cap wages in Puckpedia right now. Cates is at $2.65 million and has one more RFA year before he is a unrestricted in 2026. So you are looking to buy out his final RFA year and some of his UFA years. Cap wages, they have a contract projection. I know Charlie uses Evolving Hockey, and they don't have their contract projections up yet. Cap wages has projections for Cates at 3 years and around $3.4 million. I'm in.
Bargain.
Yeah.
That's less than I would have expected.
Considering I think Frost is going to get like 4.5 or 5.
But he's having a career year. And so like, I would have assumed it would have been in the 4s.
If it's longer than 3 and you're buying more UFA years of his prime UFA, like it probably goes up to 4, 4.5.
Yeah.
But I think that's kind of a bargain. So that's the cap projection. I think that's what it kind of could look like right now. But we will see.
In an instant.
We have seen them kind of go, I think, a little above what we expected with guys like Nick Seeler and Owen Tippett. But I don't know. He has produced well this year, but it's still not like, oh my God, this production. What can we pay him? It's not. It's good third line production.
I was going to say it's good third line production. He should get good third liner money.
Yeah. All right, so that is all the time we have for you right here on the little mini pod. I'm going to call it the shootout. That was Charlie's idea, actually.
Good.
Yeah, that's it, though. So thank you all for listening. Thank you for hanging out. This is PHLY Flyers. Follow us here on YouTube. Follow the Twitter at PHLY_Flyers. And follow the pod as well. Search PHLY Flyers. I'm Bill Matz. That's Kelly Hinkle. Take it easy, fam.